And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. This is a future that will eventually happen. This is Bible prophecy, Revelation 13, verses 16 through 17. Every other prophecy in the Bible that was foretold that was meant to happen by the time in history that we're at now, such as the 300 prophecies Jesus fulfilled when he came. Every other prophecy besides that from things to come in the future have all been fulfilled. Damascus being taken away from being a city and being a ruinous heap, that's already happened. So the ones that haven't yet will take place in the future, and we're seeing the technologies and the beginning stages of these things being implemented right now as we speak. Amazon being one of the pushing companies for the training of people to be ready for the mark of the beast. Now, a year or so ago, Amazon implemented a system. I had a video on it. I link it in the description, and it was the Amazon Go. And what it is it's a store chain run by Amazon where customers use their phone to pay for their goods as they're leaving the store. So pretty much you pick up everything in the store, you type it in your app or something, and then as you walk out the door, you just scan your phone, and then you paid for your goods. You don't have to wait in line. But now, as time moves forward and technology advances, of course, new things are being implemented. And this story, written on December 30th, 2019, says Amazon wants to patent a device that IDs shoppers by their hand. Amazon's ghostly convenience stores don't have any staff. Now the company has somehow found a way to make shopping there even creepier. I'll read a few paragraphs from this article. Amazon is one step closer to implementing its creepy, futuristic, flesh and blood payment system. The e-tailing giant's engineers on Thursday filed a patent application for a device that can scan a human hand without ever touching it as a way to ring up a store purchase. As the New York Post reported in September, the device is being developed by Amazon engineers under the codename Orville for a future rollout at the Amazon-owned Whole Foods supermarket chain. Later in the article, it says Recode first reported the news of Amazon's Thursday patent filing, which says that the device will identify users by surface characteristics of the palm, such as wrinkles, as well as deeper features like veins. Once implemented, the system will allow customers with Amazon Prime accounts to scan their hands at the store and link them to their credit or debit card. As the Post previously reported, the technology is accurate to within 1/10,000th of 1%, but Amazon engineers have been scrambling to improve it to a millionth of 1% ahead of its launch. So is this the mark of the beast? Well, no, it's not, because there's no mark. There's no mark going in your hand or your head. But what is this? It's a clear training program to implement what will eventually be the mark of the beast. Imagine if they came on the news today and said, everybody's got to go get a mark in your hand or your head, or you can't buy or sell. There would be outcry even outside of the church, because some people don't want to be marked. But what is a good way to get people to eventually warm up to that idea? I mean, what happens if in the future everyone's just already scanning their hands for this palm technology when they're leaving to shop, when they're leaving the shopping store? They're already scanning their hands, so they're used to it. It's a training for it. It's a soft implement. It's what they do with so many different things. I mean, that's why when you look at some of like the UN's plans, Agenda 21, well, not going to get there by 2021. So now we have Agenda 2030 and Agenda 2050. They have to slowly push this stuff out. I mean, that's why there's now 24-hour news channels constantly pushing out lies 24/7. I mean, back in the early days when the TV first came out, the news was on for 1 hour a day, and a lot of it was mainly local news. Can you imagine how much better of a place the world would be if there was only 1 hour of possible news a day? The news is just a 24-hour propaganda machine, but they implement these different programs so they can introduce the ideas that they want you to think and want you to believe. That's what this is. That's what this Amazon technology is. That's what the news does. That's what the music and the movies do. They have their plans, they have their agendas, they have what they want, and then they just constantly hammer it in people's heads until they just accept it. And so that's why people should really just disconnect from a lot of that stuff, not be a part of it, because that's what they're trying to do. And no matter the case, just don't comply with nonsense like that's just completely ridiculous, because that's what their goal is, to constantly push these things into place. And that's exactly what this Amazon thing is. I mean, it's warming people up to the idea. They're having to scan their hands anyway. What's the big deal? You already scan your hand anyway. Why not just get the mark? It's a lot safer. You can have all your stuff on there. It can't be hacked. You can never lose your or you can never have your identity stolen or credit card fraud. Just get the mark. It's a lot easy. It's a lot easier. You scan your hand anyway. That's what they're gonna say, and that's exactly what this is. So obviously anyone listening to this channel, these videos don't go out to new viewers anymore, so I'm sure that probably everyone who watches this channel would never even go to one of these stores or anything like that. And that's the important thing. I mean, that's the good thing to do, just like the Amazon Go thing when it came out, whatever that was, a year or two ago. I don't see any Amazon Go stores by me, so just don't use these stupid products and don't do these stupid things. When they're trying to implement these plans to usher in the end of the world, which these morons are doing, and which is what they want, because that's who their father is, Satan. Just don't be a part of it, so we can push off their plans as much as possible. Because, I for one don't really feel like going through the end of the world. Whatever God's will is, it shall be done, and so that's what I want. But the point is that eventually this stuff will be put in place. But the longer that people don't partake in the system, the beast system can't be implemented. So that's kind of my point with that. Pretty interesting. I'll link this article in the description, as well as my old video for the Amazon Go store. And yeah, it's just another training another training program to try to get people used to it. That's exactly what this stuff is. And as the times move forward, we're seeing more and more technology being developed for the mark of the beast in the times ahead to really be implemented, such as Neuralink and all these different things like brain technology, implantable chips, the RFID chips. It's pretty unbelievable to see. And yet somehow a lot of people in the world will still see all this stuff going on and say, what? Nope, the Bible's not true. The Bible's not real. This stuff written 1900 years ago, and it's all happening now. Somehow that's just the case, but I don't believe the Bible. Unreal. So yeah, don't comply with the nonsense. Don't be part of the beast system, and it'll just continually crash until one day they implement something and the world buys into it. But interesting, want to point this out. Thanks for watching. God bless.